We all must have heard of ethical dilemmas. So, say this is a common situation that's discussed a lot of times in organizational behavior classes, and I was actually wondering how we would react. Suppose this is a train that's coming, it would have gone in this path otherwise, and you have the choice to move the train's path to this other track. And suppose there is a person over here and there's another person over here, how would you choose which path the train should take? And then this is described as a very common ethical dilemma situation where we have two very similar situations, both look right, both look wrong, and we don't know which one we want to pick. Now I actually wanted to deep dive into this and understand, would is it that black and white that there are exactly two people and we need to choose between both? Suppose the guy over here owed you $1 million and you really need that money. Would you move the train this side or this side? Suppose this guy was a stranger, which one would you pick? Similarly, suppose there was a child in this situation, there were two children, your relatives, your friends, an old person, probably someone who has a terminal disease, which one would you pick? Similarly, if there's a disabled person, which track would you pick? Suppose there's a celebrity or there's a soldier. So depending on who that person is, you would probably base your decision. So maybe it is not an ethical dilemma anymore, right? Similarly, in our regular life, we must be facing a lot of situations where, for example, we take a lot of decisions not knowing whether that is the right one or the wrong one. And a classic example is a situation in campus placements or when we move a job. Suppose you have two slots to pick in a campus placement. Say you're allowed to get 2 jobs and you apply for 10 jobs, get shortlisted from 5, and say out of those 5, 3 are your dream jobs and 2 are your backup plans, right? Suppose you have this backup plan job interview scheduled first and you make it to the job, and you have your dream job interview lined up next, and you want to attend that interview as well. Suppose you have a set of friends who are completely jobless, they need that job, they need that money, they're fully indebted to banks, and so they say do not sit for this dream job because you already have a job. Because once you pick the first job, once you've been offered that job, that offer is not going to go to another person, right? If you reject that job, that offer is going to, that entire job opening is going to be closed or cancelled. Basically, it will not be given to another person. It's a perishable good. Once you've had an offer, you've had an offer. And so the challenge is that your friend comes and says don't sit for the next job because you already have an interview. What would you do? You would still say no, I have all the right to go and apply for my dream job, right? This was my backup plan. I'm eligible for a backup plan, and I will definitely go and sit for the next interview. So do you think that is the right thing to do? We all do it. Do you think that is the right thing to do? Now flip the coin. Think about yourself as the person who does not have a job, and you see your friend applying for 2, and you know your friend already has 1 job, and you see them wasting 2 job opportunities. Now suppose in this situation, you go and tell your friend, dear friend, do not go and attend the interview of this first job that you will anyways not take, because I know you will get the second one, which is more awesome, which is more difficult to get in, but you are a smart guy, so why don't you just leave the first one, do not even apply? Would your friend reply to that? How would you feel when your friend would say yes, or how would you feel when your friend would say no? And would that change your behavior towards your friend? And this is an ethical dilemma, right? Your friend is going to pick whatever option they want. How will you behave? Similarly, you are going to pick whatever option you want. How do you expect your friend to behave? Similarly, when we move jobs, we always probably move from one job to another. Do we really think that I already have a job, do I need another one? If you attend the interview of another job, you make it to the job and end up not taking it, do you think that opening will be closed? Do you think that you should leave this job for someone who's more needy? Not me. We don't do that, right? Similarly, when we apply for jobs, or when we ask for anything, we say that we need this job because of so and so reasons. Do we really say I am skillful, I am the right person for this job, and hence I deserve this job? A lot of times we do this, a lot of times we also do this. We say I help so and so needy person. In the times of COVID, in the times of a depression, I should be helping the person who needs this job more. So when we say organizations are here to make money, right, they would prefer someone who's more skilled and who's more compatible to that role, so that they can make money out of the work this person does. Do organizations also think that I will support so and so needy person? Yes or no? And when I talk about organizations, at the end of the day, the person who's recruiting, the person who's shortlisting, the person who's making a job decision, He's a human being. So do they pick you because you're skilled, or do they pick you because you're needy? Now consider they pick you because you're needy. This interviewer is a nice guy. He's picked you. He knows you don't have the right skills, but he feels that you're going to pick up, and then you end up joining the company and both of you realize that you're not the right fit. What would happen then? They picked you because you're needy. They gave you that job, and what would happen at that point in time? And in both cases, the interviewer and the interviewee both feel very awkward, and this is not a pleasant situation to be in, right? Similarly, when we talk about school admissions, there are schools that give preference to siblings, give preference to alumni, give preference to people who stay close by, to children of teachers, etc. So the one who's getting the advantage would feel in one way, and the one who's not getting the advantage would feel in another way. And another dilemma that I suppose people must be feeling is when they're promoting products that they probably have not used, or probably do not use, or they use a particular product for only a limited period of time and they don't actually know whether the product is effective or not, but you still need to promote. Why? Because someone else will promote it. Same as the case if you leave job A for job B, or if you do not apply or sit for the interview of job A, someone else will sit for it, right? So why not you? And coming back to my train example, we would behave differently based on the profile of the person who's in front of us. Suppose we're talking about skill versus need, we would definitely base our decision based on who exactly that person is, how needy they are, or how skillful they are, or what type of product it is, which school are we talking about, whose future are we talking about, which job are we talking about, why am I even making a job shift. And so I feel that ethical dilemmas in the technical sense will not remain ethical dilemmas anymore, because at the end of the day you are again very generalizing it when you say there are two people, which one would you save? But at the end of the day, two people are never really the same, and probably we can navigate ethical dilemmas through this sort of a thought process of who exactly we are competing with.